Hello everybody, how is it going? My name is Lucas, and boy do we have ourselves some juicy guitar community drama. Guys, if it's your first time here, if you've been here before, make sure you subbed. Do lots of cool stuff here and don't want you to miss. Okay, enough of me self-advertising, let's jump right into it. So, last night, or actually today this happened. Well, the incident happened last night, but today, Joe Bonamassa, I think I'm pronouncing that right. From now on, I'm going to refer to him as Jobo, just to make it easy. He made a post on his Instagram account and it reads as the following. So after sleeping on this, I have come to the conclusion. I have come to a conclusion. Last night, I allowed a few clowns, Mr. Rich_Tones, being one of them, to cause me to go on stage angry. That is not fair to you, the fans. Also, this is not why I signed up for 8 years ago. Social media has become such a distraction for me. This place feels like it has the maturity of high school, and I fear I may be provoked one day into saying something I might regret. So I'm leaving this wonderful place to influencers and good looking. Enjoy it before it destroys your soul. I will see you in real life somewhere down the road and in Riverside tonight. Any posts from this page going forward will not be for me. Thanks for the 8 years. So the incident that in question here that caused Jobo to go and say so mad was Rich Undertones made an offhanded joke saying to shave your head. And what he's referring to is that Joe's hair is starting to recede back a little bit. It's as Joe's getting up in age, his hair is just starting to recede a little bit. And what's very funny is that Joe makes this post and he posts a picture of Homer Simpson because Homer just has like two hairs over his head, which in itself is kind of funny. But what transpired from this, from Jobo tagging Rich Undertones, is super hypocritical. Okay, I want to call a point to you. Joe says that this place is like high school, and basically saying it's very toxic. Social media is toxic, right? So in Jobo tagging Rich Undertones, what happened was onslaught of comments. So the comments on Joe's actual post were, "Don't let them get to you, Joe." Jobo says, "I don't suffer the fools. I don't suffer the fools like these comment deleting cowards." Okay, so this is from Joe's post. So Joe actually took his post out, so it's deleted and it's gone. But luckily we have screens here. So what actually happened now is Joe's fans went onto Rich Tones' Instagram page and they're absolutely insulting him, making the place like high school and making it toxic. The same thing that Joe just said he was getting off of Instagram for, he is in turn creating. I am not going to blank out any names for people on Instagram, so they're going to have to own their comments. So playing to an empty closet, the peak of your no talent career. 29 likes on this. What the heck did you say to Joe? If you got a lever in your mouth to Jobo, this is the best you can do, bud. Just on your color, great he is. Enjoy playing to your audience of none. You pissed off Bonamassa, you suck. Look, toxic, unwanted comments. So all of the Jobo simps and stans are now showing up. You don't know what a simp or a stan is. It's basically someone who worships somebody and they will never say anything bad about him, and they'll constantly make excuses when they do something bad, exactly like this. So this is some more going on. No talent douche. Imagine playing as awful as him and they have the audacity to come after Joe Bonamassa. He said Joe should shave his head as a joke. Jesus. You caused Joey B to leave. F you, piece of garbage, an actual piece of living excitement. Burn every guitar you own or most likely borrow. You don't deserve the privilege of holding one. Middle finger. That's very tasteful. Sounds awful. Joe playing guitar sounds a million times better than this. You'll never be able to hold a credit to him. You're useless. You're a loser and nobody knows you. Mr. Rich Tones, he has 10K followers on Instagram. That's actually more than me. So you want to sub to mine? It's Lucas LeComte Music. If you want to check it out, lots of cool stuff. Lots of memes going on there. I mean, he's not exactly a nobody. I mean, he has 10K subs. 10K follows. That's actually kind of respectable. More comments here. What kind of douchebag pisses off Jobo? Clearly not the great player. Douche nozzle. Thanks for being a douche. What did you say to Bonamassa? Way to ruin it for everyone else who never amount to anything. I don't know what happened. Joe Bonamassa is a snowflake if you let this clown get under his skin. Well, to a point, I kind of agree with that statement, not necessarily in those words. And here's why I say this. As a male who is about to turn 35, who is entering the halfway point in his life, I actually kind of have a reference and have experience with some of this. So obviously I am not as old as Joe, right? But as you can see, I have a lot of gray hairs going on. I've been getting gray hair since I was in my 20s. My dad got them in his 20s. My grandma got them in his 20s. That's just something that runs with us. But as I've said before, gray hair is better than no hair. And I have them in my hair right now on top of my head, which, I mean, it's fine. It's a part of life. That's going to happen to everyone. You're either going to get gray hairs or you're going to lose your hair. The point I would like to make is that Mr. Joe Bonamassa made these comments of a harmless little comment. What Joe should have did was he should have said, he should have went along with it. Funny, he'd be like, okay, sure, or something like, you got it, or no, I'm not shaving, I'm getting hair plugs, or something. Make a light of it, make a joke of it. That's what Joe should have did. But since Joe is obviously a boomer and he's super stuck up, I don't say stuck up, but since apparently he's very insecure about his hair, and obviously extremely bothers him if some random comment on Instagram got him angry about it, right? And Joe has two options with this. His hair is gonna recede either way, so he can get plugs, which I don't know if a lot of people know, but Joe Buck, he's an announcer. He actually posted a picture of him getting hair plugs while he was in surgery to get them, which is such a boss move. He's just owning it. That is what Joe should have did. Joe has the money. Buck has the money to get the plugs, so he did. He took a picture of it. He's just getting out in front of it. Mr. Jobo here he has the money too. Like Jobo, you ever seen that picture? I'll put it right now. You ever seen that picture where he has all of his gear behind him? I'm sure he's even amassed more than this. That's probably close to $2 million worth of gear, right? So that's $2 million worth of gear he has behind him. Joe is great. Everyone knows him. He has plenty of adoring fans. He gets to make money playing guitar, which so many people wish that they could do that. But once again, Jobo has pretty close to the perfect life. So, but he gets triggered by a comment telling him to shave his head, and that social media is toxic. And Rich is now getting like death threats. Like, he's gotten comments on his posts. So normally his posts have like one or two comments, some have none. And his last one before when he was actually playing, everyone was telling him his sucks on, has like almost 200 comments on it. So now Rich is getting all this harassment from Joe. Like dude, stop. Like, everyone who is doing that to Rich, you need to stop. You need to be turning the blame to Joe, because he is so insecure and so obviously he lets the little things get under his skin. A little comment about his hair. So Jobo has two options. He can either A, shave his head, which Rich said, which, I mean, it's not exactly, it isn't a nice comment in itself, but it probably was like a playful one. He wasn't, I would imagine. I think it's pretty much, the post has been deleted, so it's not like I can actually look at it anymore. So I'm pretty sure it wasn't like malicious or anything like that. It's probably like playful. And then, like I said before, Joe should have went along with it. Joe Bo should have went along with it and been playful with it, but he didn't. And now he bumped off social media. Now he's causing all of his stands to go after Rich. It's stupid. Okay, like, why? Why are you going to sit there and comment and throw hate at him? Because Jobo is so immature, he can't take it. Like, point your anger at Jobo. But like I said, the stands and the simps aren't going to do that, because, once they have a master in front of them, they will never call them out if they do anything bad, which is absolutely really stupid. And look, my hair is going white. I'm not going to dye it. Why? Because you can't really fight time. It's absolutely pointless. I dye it and I keep it black. It's just going to keep coming back. So I'm just going to let my hair go white. Joe, like I said before, either shave his head or get plugs, because he can afford to get plugs. Joe has more money than he'll ever really know what to do with at this point. And he's going to get a ton more for the rest of his life. But I guess it just goes to show you, he doesn't have how much gear you have, how much guitar skill you have. Even if you have those insecurities deep inside of you, you can get triggered by one little innocent comment on Instagram and delete the post, and then cause a massive shitstorm. Now, Mr. Rich has tagged the world famous KDH, who, if you don't know who he is, he does a lot of like investigative stuff and like calls people out, and he's kind of like a music journalist, investigative journalist, I guess you could say. I hope he does look into this and he gets us more information on this, but it's just so childish and it's so stupid. Like, Jobo is definitely in the wrong, because he's a massive hypocrite, and everyone who's harassing Rich right now, stop it. Okay, it's stupid and it's dumb, and it just shows you how immature you yourself are if you're harassing him. Because if you were face to face with Rich, you actually would tell him that, because you probably don't have the balls to tell him that. If the roles were reversed to me, I would. Like, if I'm gonna say something to someone on the internet, I'm probably also gonna say it to them, to their face too, because on a lot of my socials, it's my actual name, so I'm not really hiding behind anything, and it's just. I'm not gonna go into a social spiel about the toxic culture or anything like that. It's very immature and stupid. I mean, guitar players don't really have the biggest reputation for being the most mature people of the bunch. It's like guitarists and trumpet players are kind of, most of the assholes most of the time. And Jobo is just showing once again that he's very mature. And I know I've said this before. I'm kind of starting to rant here, but just stop. It's stupid. Like, I have a obviously this YouTube channel right here. I've been doing it since 2014. I get insults thrown my way. I get told my guitar is gay. I get told I'm ugly. I get told I'm fat. I get told I should kill myself. A lot of shit hurled my way, but I'm not stopping, and I'm not grinding, and I am a half of a. I am half of a half of a half of a grain of sand's notoriety than what Joe has. Too long, don't listen. Jobo needs help. He's stupid. And you know what? Good. Get off of social media, Joe, because you're obviously a boomer and you can't handle any type of criticism whatsoever. And dude, like I said, shave your head or get plugs. Guys, if you've been here, thank you. If you watched this video, let me know in your comments down below what you think about all this drama that is happening between Mr. Jobo and Mr. Rich Tones. Thank you so much for checking out the video. If you thought it was cool, leave me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for spending the time with me watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.